All right, folks, I'm back at it. Top of the day, another Rosco Odyssey walk and talk, but I'm not walking. I will be talking. Got something lined up a little bit different today. I'm kind of in my little office, my lair, the Rosco cave. But yeah, I got a few things I lined out. Just wanted to share out today, some ideas. And like I say often, I don't have manipulations and machinations. I have thoughts, ideas, informations, and considerations. Okay. And with that, let's kick it off. So I'll be wearing my hat, my California bear hat. Yeah. I live in California, born and raised California. I'm Californian. I like California, man. It's a home turf, man. It's the home turf out here on the West Coast, Best Coast. That's a real deal. Got my A's. I'm repping my baseball. I don't watch it as much anymore. I don't watch sports as much anymore. Just too much other stuff to do. But A's baseball. Always a fan since I was a kid. They're out here. They used to be in Oakland. I think they're prepping for being in Las Vegas out there with the Raiders. And they're playing in Sacramento, I think, the next few seasons. I'm not exactly up on all that stuff, but so that's what I got on today. Let's start off with a little self-promotion. Check out my blog. This is what it is. Okay. I'm trying. There it is. And look at that. I even got the date on there. Is that right? Is that the right? Yeah, it's the 4th. Okay. That's my blog. A blue collar dollar.blogspot.com. What else I got? Check this out. Yeah, I'm a fan. I know. It's the little big kid in me. Okay. I've got a collection. I'm gonna be selling them off, man. It's time to sell them off. Okay, so that's one of them right there. I'm gonna put that up on eBay. Check those out. This one's. I don't know, man. It's just kind of neat. I wouldn't call them if it was my business. I got a different name for them. I wouldn't call them Hot Wheels, but I'd call them something. I haven't. But I like this is like an old school truck. And check this out. Oh, it doesn't raise up. Oh, this isn't the one. There's some that they'll raise up. I thought that was going to raise up. My bad. Anyway, there it is. Hot Wheels. I'm going to put those on eBay. I'll be eBaying those. Let's see what I want to start with. Let me take a little drink here. Got a little Caffiato, man. Got my little mug. Okay. Yeah. Gots to have faith. I got some faith. I'd like to think I got faith. Biblical faith. That's where it's at for me. Okay. And I'm not preaching. I'm not pushing. I'm not. Do what you do. That's what I do. So what I wanted to share out today is since I'm starting my business back up, and I'm trying to get back to it, and my thoughts on business is always one. I hear a term called solopreneur. I don't know, man. Whatever. I'm not necessarily solo with it, but at the same time, independent is somewhere I like the independent space because I don't know. I remember when I went to university, state college, state university, whatever. However there's a specific term for it. And I think my first year I pledged a fraternity because I thought, oh man, this is cool. But it just didn't work for me. I got in there and I remember the day it was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Basically, we had a big meeting and it was like, hey, you new guys, you can't say the word bro. I was like, it wasn't a defiant thing. It was just a straight, probably just an ignorance thing. Because I was like, bro, as soon as they said, I'm like, bro, what is he talking about, dude? That was the last meeting I attended, and life goes on. But so, anyways, let's get back to the thing. So when I really started to think about doing business, one of the first books that I read, and I would say if you're thinking about starting a business or doing business or something like that, get read up on some things. You know what I mean? One book ain't gonna cut it. One book's not gonna do it. It's not gonna get you there. But start somewhere. And I'm just letting you know what I did, how I kind of started and started to get some ideas and thoughts about, you know, business. And this is the book that I read. This was I'll read you the full title. Okay. It's The Young Entrepreneur's Guide to Starting and Running a Business. Steve Mariotti, founder and president of the National Foundation for Teaching Entrepreneurship, with Tony Tao and Deborah DeSalvo. Okay. That's where I started really, okay, if I'm going to do business, you know, that's the book that I got. Then I'm reading this one right now because I'm restarting. You know, I started back in like around 2012-ish, a little bit before, probably 2010. Somewhere in there I really started to kind of get the wheel spinning on, you know, am I going to do this or not? And started to put things into motion. It's not necessarily a trajectory that's just, you know, to the moon automatically. You know, there's some wins and there's some losses and so forth. But you know, moving on. This is the book I'm currently reading, and I'll show this right here. Okay, and I'll read the title here. It's How to Start, Run, and Stay in Business, 4th edition, the Nuts and Bolts Guide to Turning Your Business Dream into a Reality. And this is Gregory F. Kishel and Patricia Gunter Kishel. Okay, got that. Got a little self-promotion going. Got a little, just wanted to share out a couple pieces of literature or books that I'm reading, have read, or are reading with regards to business and so forth. And lastly, I want to share this. So I'm in California. You see the hat. This is something that I got that I'm not a statist, stateism or whatever, you know, but and I don't know that I do read the Constitution and I do read constitutions. So anyways, I just find this interesting. This is Constitution of the State of California, 1849. This is an interesting read. Now, I don't know the authenticity of this, but I have done a little bit of background, and this version of the Constitution compared to the current version of the California state constitution are a little bit different. There's things in this constitution. This constitution gives the boundary of California at the time of at the time it was ratified, put into effect. It also talks about some other guidelines in California, like challenging people to a duel. I'm not too interested in doing that. Okay, but it's an interesting read anyway, and you know, there's a lot that constitutionally, there's a lot of things I think currently you see in the news and everything, and not everybody's into the Constitution, but I think at some point everybody has some sort of constitution, whether it's an independent individual or a group or an association and that sort of thing. That's kind of where it's at today. That's what I wanted to share out. It's not this isn't a long one, but it's a different format. Like I said, I'm kind of in my home space here, and just sharing this out. So if you listen along this far, I thank you. All right, Rosco Odyssey. Let's just keep it simple. Rosco Odyssey talks today. Thanks.